It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Whoops. Welcome, everybody, to our Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for about an hour or so. Actually, we'd like to talk about them all night long, so that would be our goal. If you'd like to be part of that, then trying to get my microphone to go back up on the ceiling. Then consider checking out our Patreon. It's where a bunch of people buy us a cup of coffee each month, and that accumulates. And at the beginning of the month, that all comes in, and it helps us pay a bunch of bills, and then it helps us keep going with what we're doing. So we really do thank all the people that help us with that. You can see at the bottom of the screen right down here, it says, thanks for our Patreon. So let us spend time on projects like this. Thank you. There's a link there. You can head over. What I'm going to recommend is taking $20, head over to Patreon and give us $5 a month, and then check out some of the other projects that are over there. Find things that you value and throw $5 here, $3 here, $10 here, however you decide to distribute your resources. And after a few months, you'll have spent $100. You'll have invested $100 in what's next, in what you value. And let us know if that's a good deal or not. I've asked people to do that, and let us know what you think after you've invested in some things out there that you find interesting. I've enjoyed it, so I put my money where my mouth is and invest in projects out there that I find valuable, and I I enjoy seeing what people are able to do. So with that, that's the way we'd like to make the show all night long. Keep the show going for multiple hours. Essentially, let me do some time researching things and doing stuff during the day, and then presenting Second Amendment stuff during the first part of the show, guns during the meat of the show, and then end the show with a beginning of the day type of thing. Let me just take this gun away from this puppy, put it over here so that that's less worrisome for the YouTube issues. All right, so nobody's joining us tonight live, but we do go live. And if you're interested in joining the show live, it's pretty easy to find us. It's every weeknight at midnight Eastern. And we do it live because we value the interactive nature of the internet. And some nights people jump in and say stuff, and then we participate in that conversation there. Tonight, we got no such luck, so we'll just take the co-host here. I'll let him sleep. I'll bring in our other co-host, Sharon. Screen Sharon, and we'll go over to here. We'll move this over like this. We'll bring the puppy down to the bottom for puppy cam. Looks like Snob showed up. Good evening. Worthwhile Fun is out there as well. Good evening. All right, so actually, is this from GC Project? Where'd that picture come from? I saw that picture the other day, and I don't remember if it was on the DC Projects page or if you posted that one. Let's see if we go to the main one here. Scroll down a little bit, see what we find. All right, well, not finding them, so we'll just search. I guess it was on your channel. Oh, yeah, didn't they link to you? All right, there we go. Oh, well, I thought, where did I see your one? Is it one of the circles, so it's gone now? But you had this one where you're standing on the steps there, and it's looking up. Where's that picture at? I was going to see if I could use that picture for something. Or maybe this one, but that other one was better, I think, where you're the one that's in your icon on this one here. Oh, it's at the end of your testimony video? Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get it from here then. It's on your Instagram, or I mean on your YouTube. So let's see how if I get to there. So if I jump from here to here and then jump over here, I can leave that open, I guess. So let's see. I'll click on this, and then when this shows up, you might not be able to tell, but the co-host is snoring. So if you hear snoring, it's from the co-host over here. Oh, you're not a moderator over here yet? All right, now you're a moderator over here. All right, go to channel.
So he needs to prevent her from harming herself before she's tempted by federal.
Oh, I was thinking about this one too. Do you mind if I use this picture? Yeah, this is where I seen it. And then this picture here, do you mind if I use those for something? Since you're out there. And then we'll jump over to Allen Anchor. So Allen Anchor is a store that is, I'm not saying they're going out of business. I'm not saying they got kicked out of California. Those are rumors. Those are rumors. So here's the deal. They are moving, however. And we're going to take a look at what they got going on over there. So they're a graphic design place. Been around for a few years. We've had them on. I've had Angelina on before, and they've been on together on other chats and shows. And they've got a link tonight, so maybe they'll jump in tonight. Maybe they won't. We'll find out. But the graphic design people out of California, soon to not be out of California because they're moving. And they've got a big dead space on their website right here. And another one. And then this one, you can turn your vision into custom patches because they make custom patches. They can make stickers as well as decals. So we'll take a look at that and some of the other stuff and some of the print work that they can do too. Right on. Well, y'all seen. She said they can use it. So right on. Thank you. All right. So let's take a look at, well, I guess we'll go to the flags first since those were on sale last time I looked. So I went ahead and bought a couple of these, and I can't remember which ones all I bought. So I bought a couple of them, and they're all on sale for $10 each. And they have 35 free shipping on orders over $35. So if you're interested in grabbing something, there's a link in the description, but I'll drop another link here. I don't have any fancy coupon codes or anything because these are friends of mine, and although they do often throw extra stuff in the bag for me, I'm okay with just paying them full price because I want to see them succeed, right? So, oh, you're there. So thanks for joining us. Just talking about the flags here. What's up? You're not going to have flags anymore?
I don't know. Maybe not. I'm considering it going away.
I don't remember which ones I bought, but so essentially these are some of the ones that you've had, and as they sell out, that's it. Then I was going to go to stencils. So this is mostly for painting and masking type of stencils.
Yeah, a lot of like Cerakote because we use the high heat stuff. So you can
stick it on and then put it through the heat cycles and then it stays on, doesn't shrink or whatever. So if you got any questions for Allen Anchor, got him here. Thanks for joining us. And turns out barbecue's got some kind of fancy code. I'm just gonna encourage people to buy stuff And what's the deal? If they buy stuff this weekend, it still ships?
Um, yeah, I mean, we're trying to keep shipping until one day before we move.
Oh, okay. So it's not like this is the last day or nothing, but the sooner you purchase, I'm sure, the easier it is on you because then it's just less stuff you have to think about moving.
Yeah, I
And
think we're gonna end this sale like this, what, probably next Wednesday?
Yeah, because like I mean, my hope is to, of course, ship all the way through. But yeah, at some point we got to put the stuff in boxes and seal it.
Yeah, probably Wednesday. Before we leave, the sale will end before we leave.
But probably not soon before. So yeah, like Wednesday.
Mhm.
oh, that's a mute. So if I click that button, you can't hear nothing. So is that because you're shutting the store down, or are you going to leave it open while you move?
We'll leave it open, but we have for probably about, I don't know, 2 days or so, we won't be shipping anything. And then as soon as we are, set up and everything, we'll be resuming shipping. We're hoping to only be down for a few days, couple days, 3 days.
And
But
if it all
it'll,
goes according to plan, you can still accept an order, and it just take a minute before you can send it, kind of thing. Take a day or two.
yeah, we're gonna throw a banner up on the website saying, shipping will take a few days extra now.
Yeah, I had that up on the thing during SHOT Show. I don't know. I think I took it down. I just sent barbecue link over on the Instagrams. Come on, puppy. Going back over to the store, then I figured I would look at stickers first and then dig into the patches, the patchery. Want to tell people who may not know what's the elevator speech about stickers and decals with Alan Aker?
Yeah, the elevator speech is that we, for 8+ years, have been making stickers, decals, patches, all kinds of print items for a lot of a lot of other businesses and individuals within the what those in the industry call the shooting, hunting, and outdoor industry,
And then some.
and then some. Um, we do a lot of law enforcement stuff, movie stuff. What else do we do?
A lot of stuff. Chances are you've seen one of our stickers without even knowing it.
Mm-hmm. Um, but yeah, so we can make things for pretty much anyone. We make it, in house, so it's not going to a factory with like 80 employees or whatever. It's just me, Eric, and the dog. Sometimes they're the managers, but they're hardly there.
And they have short hair, so it's not like when we made our stickers and decal. Well, when we made our decals with our decal machine, I kept getting cat hair in them or dog hair in them all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been doing it a long time, the decal thing, so there's hardly any dog hair in them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They get all hand checked because it's just two of us. There's no, it's hand checked. So like, you're gonna get a good sticker.
Yeah, there's nobody like, oh, I didn't know, and then it went out wrinkled or something.
Yeah, we have a standard of quality that we uphold, and that's why. I mean, I have clients that I've had all 8 years that they've been buying from me, when I started, and they still buy, today. So we can't be that bad.
So then I was also going to say what I've noticed is I don't know how many people out there. If you've either listened to our stuff or paid it or typed in anything or maybe purchased something or participated in any of our stuff that's talking about patches, you might have ended up on some kind of a spam list about patches. But I know as somebody who deals with patches a lot, I get a ton of spam from just random companies around the world saying, hey, we sell patches for X amount of cents or dollars or whatever. And then they'll show you a bunch of their samples And that's where you start seeing all kinds of brand names and things. And that's where you don't have to worry about that when it's a smaller place. If somebody sends you a design, the design isn't showing up on spam emails all over the place, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, stuff that we make. Well, let me say this, I guess. There's a lot of stuff that we make that we can't really put on the internet. So you don't see half the stuff that we make.
And you mean by that like departments and small teams and stuff that just don't want their stuff out there as known or whatever, just put out there.
Yeah, there's
Departments,
The-
companies.
I'm trying to think of a way to. So in particular, this like federal law bureau, we'll say, I guess, they have all these little special teams and stuff inside. So I end up both making these like super cool logos that nobody can ever see, and then making super cool patches out of them that nobody ever sees because I can't put them on the internet.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Well, you get the idea, though, of I'm sure from some of just the designs that you've got out there, the kind of stuff that you all can do, and then of course you can do custom. So if somebody's got an idea, then for stickers, anything goes, right? What minimum one, I guess, probably, and as many as somebody might need.
Yeah, well, we do patches are minimum one too. PVC patches are minimum is one, but stickers, yeah, stickers are minimum one too. I mean, 1 or 1,000. We've worked with like little tiny companies that, I'm thinking of a company that I want to start, and I want to make a patch to. We made patches for Rolls Royce a couple months ago. So, all kinds of stuff.
Is that for like racing team or like mechanics, like for all their like, or is that like how's that?
It was for the plane, the aviation division.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so is there a most popular sticker?
Is
Or are there
probably
stickers
that
that you end up
USFC one, that devil dog.
really?
That, wouldn't you say?
Oh, the best-selling sticker, easily, yeah. That one's very popular.
Are there stickers that you like have to print all the time because you keep running out of them?
That one, the stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane goes pretty good.
What else do we print all the time? Those loaded carry permitted ones, legal carry. AK all day. Is that still, that was used to be a really good seller. Let's go Brandon decals, of course. Everybody loves.
These are the kind that you can put on top on a car or whatever, and they're not going to fade. So these people might be putting them on their vehicle or on their gun case or whatever.
Oh yeah, these are so they're not just like some, flimsy sticker that you get at the dentist's office. They are printed on like a thick vinyl and laminated. So they hold up pretty well to all kinds of stuff.
Put them on their range cases, cars, ammo cans, all sorts of stuff.
All right, now let's get into the patches. So you've got new ones that just popped today. Is that the
Yeah.
deal? And these are Ranger Eyes of a Pocket Friend.
Click on the picture. Like, so as somebody that knows about making patches, I want to point out some things to you that you're going to be like mind blown by. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see on the plus side pad thing, it has a little arrow indents. And that is only 1.25 inches tall, the whole patch.
That's crazy. And these are little speaker holes. Like these are holes in there. Yeah, that's crazy. So you can tell because I can't zoom in anymore. I can open the picture in a new window there. There's a little trick. And then I can zoom in way more. So if I keep coming in here, unlike other shows that are scared to enhance or just refuse to enhance or just won't enhance, we enhance. So you can tell by the stitches here. Like that's a stitch, and that's what 1, 2, 3, 3 or 4 little holes per stitch. And yeah, you can definitely tell the little indentions. It's pretty crazy. So here's the question: why would you go to all the trouble of all of that? It's crazy. Are these for ants?
Yeah, these are patches for very small dogs.
Nice.
So we
So
specialize in small dog patches. Actually, the small stuff is like what everyone wants right now. Wouldn't you
yeah,
say?
it's really the coolest stuff. And
Easily.
these being in detail are like another level. Plus they glow. So screen glows and the background glows.
Yeah, there should be either there or on Instagram. There should be a picture of them. Oh, there it
There
is.
it is.
That's cool. And then you kind of get an idea of what the different case colors are going to do with the glowiness.
Did you see the purple one? The clear purple?
This one here.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying that that is like a gel purple and not just purple color.
Yeah, we've been like experimenting a little bit with like some translucent colors, and that was a perfect like opportunity to try it out.
Is it legal to use a translucent color in a patch?
Oh, at no point was
No.
it legal.
You have to keep it on the down low, but
Is this ethical? What about other patch companies that don't have the ability or the willingness to do anything like that? How are they going to keep up? How is
they're
that fair?
leaving they're leaving stuff on the table. That's what we do a lot of innovation. Like all the swirly colors and black glow and gel looking patches and crap like that.
So what was the deal with this one? Little tiny knives?
Yeah, it's
Just
just like
monster knives?
a little tiny chef knife.
Is that from some game or something? Like I don't know the deal. Is there like something going on with this one?
No, it's just a knife. Like I thought because if you I don't know how much you look at the ranger eye thing or whatever, but people have all kinds of weird stuff.
Really?
And I don't know, but for marketing reasons, you're scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, you're liking stuff, you're commenting, all that. And I noticed that there were a lot of people with like those little tiny pouches, and they were also
Yeah.
chefs. So I was like, huh, you know what they might like? A chef's knife.
Oh,
So
I see what you're saying. Okay.
yeah, I modeled it after a Wusthof classic icon chef's knife, which is the chef knife that I like. So it's like an expensive bougie knife.
And
And
it's got enough detail, even though it's little, so that people can tell that when they're knife people.
oh yeah, like if you know anything about like German cooking knives, I guess. I mean, you would totally know what that is.
Okay, well, I'm opening up a bunch of ones here, and we'll chat about those, I guess. And then the main question, or did we already ask this? But main question that was coming up, the only question, I guess, direct question that's coming up is what state are you going to? Has that been disclosed? Are you talking about that?
We haven't officially announced it on Instagram yet, but for breaking story, I guess, is we're gonna move to Arizona.
What? All right, so everybody knows it now. And now, if you have any other questions or whatever, feel free. This is an interactive thing. Well, first I wanted to have them on just to talk about the uh, sale and the closeouts because it's help them get the moving. It's obviously going to cost something, and well, we all know that costs something. So, what is the deal? What's the sales and whatnot?
We marked down pretty much everything, like especially in the patches, I think.
Yeah, a lot of patches got marked down.
So we took like $2, $3, stuff like that, off of pretty much everything, and that's like the deepest discount we've ever done. So yeah, we're hoping to move a bunch of patches, which we have. People have been
A lot of
taking
people ordering.
advantage of that.
Is it still the free shipping and you get to $35?
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely.
So 3-4 patches, 2-3-4 things, depending on what you buy. You could get it for free shipping, so now everybody's happy and you don't have to be spending anything extra on shipping. What is y'all's free patch or favorite patches? Yeah, see, well, I'm on the same thing. I guess maybe I already read this when you was putting it up. So what's y'all's favorite patches, or do you have any?
Like our own patches or just patches in the wild?
That's a good question. So first I'll ask about yours, and then we'll talk about other ones out there.
All right, what would you say is your favorite patch?
See, that's tough because it's like there's so many, and then there's like, okay, I could pick like a top 3 or whatever. I guess the absolute, I don't know. I guess maybe the Liberty Bell. That was pretty cool.
Full size or little?
Full size. What about you?
Jeez.
Yeah, there's so many.
I don't even know what I would pick. Honestly, probably fuck Newsom.
That is pretty good.
I both hate Gavin Newsom and are obsessed with him.
How good does that one sell?
It sells pretty good. We had a lot of them, right?
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
coming
There's a
in.
bunch of different colors. Did like the old school, like the black and yellow, and then did like the blue and yellow.
Oh, you're talking about the license plate one then.
Oh yeah. The license plate.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. I've seen so many colors of those. Do those sell really good then? Because everybody knows what they are and it has the same.
A lot of them go out. They go out to California, which is always neat because, like, you know exactly what's going on at that point. Like somebody's had it. But we do see them go like in other states.
Is that the dog snoring?
Yeah, he's a bad co-host. I've told him about this. I've nagged him about this. He'll get a thorough lecture about this whole.
When Lee goes to sleep, we should let him have a snore off.
Yeah, there you go. Lou, the smallest dog, is the loudest. It's the loudest snoring like person dog thing I've ever heard.
You know, if it kind of depends on what angle he's in. You know, if he gets in the right angle, it'll get louder. And if he's like leaned against the pillow or something in just the right angle, yeah, it sounds like. He's got a lot of noise going on. Let's see. So I've been looking at the website here. These grenade ones. Any kickback when you do them so thick when there's so much rubber in them? Like, does it cost more to ship? Like, to me, it just seems like that's almost 3-dimensional art.
Oh yeah, well they're more expensive to produce because they have probably 3 or 4 times the PVC. That's like 4 patches in one.
So
Patch.
it's like at least double or more the rubber.
Oh yeah, it's a ton, especially that grenade because that thing's super thick.
Well, like it's awesome because like they really nailed down the like you're holding it. It feels like a grenade.
Yeah.
The detail.
I inadvertently did that with Clover's teddy bear one, which is basically a cookie. And it's like, dang, this is a lot of rubber. Like, holy moly, is this thing heavy? But I haven't done anything near that thick. But I do have, I mean, somewhere in here, the, what do you call the pumpkin one? Somewhere in here, I got the pumpkin one. And that thing's pretty thick for being the jack-o'-lantern, for being a tiny little Ranger eye.
Oh yeah, because like we wanted to do a little pumpkin for Halloween, but you got to do it if it's just flat. I mean, anyone can do that.
Right. Yeah, these are almost like a piece of little 3D art or whatever. So
Yeah.
there's no obviously there's no issues then doing that, and I don't know. I mean, I know you did it with the crayons, and I don't know how I haven't seen a crayon, I guess, so I don't know how you do sewing. But then how do you do the sewing on this thing?
Oh yeah, that thing. They that might actually not be sewn.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say I don't think you can get. I couldn't get a sewing machine to get a foot or whatever next to it.
Yeah, it's a
And
pretty slim border. It may, I can't remember if that one's sewn now or not, but it may not be sewn.
okay,
Yeah, some of the super small ones, there's just like no way to sew around them. So they
and
just
then are they using a robot to sew?
No, well, like just a regular sewing machine, industrial,
Oh,
like an industrial Juki or something.
where did this idea come from?
That was actually Eric's idea because I made him go buy me shoes.
yeah, I figured I would recuperate some of my losses.
Yeah.
And then are these selling like hotcakes? Because I would think these would sell like crazy.
Yeah, they sell pretty good. They're that rainbow one, there's only a few left of that. Well, it's not really rainbow, it's just a couple colors, but um yeah, they and then even the OG one, I mean, that's like a classic for a lot of people. It's like a, classic piece of nostalgia. Woods is asking, does Eric design patches too now or just Angelina? Eric's kind of Eric's been designing patches for kind of.
Yeah, a little
He's
bit.
an idea man. He's an idea man.
Like I'm in the very beginning stages of learning how to do the artwork. But like, yeah, like I've like you could go through the website and like a few of the designs are like the shoe was like my idea. And then like the over encumbered was my idea. I can't do the art or anything yet. Still working on that.
Where'd the patch war one come from?
That was because so I don't know how much you've looked at Facebook patch groups, but
I haven't in a long time, but then I met a bunch of people at SHOT Show, which I guess we haven't. I don't know if we talked about this or heard I was because I've been talking about it a lot on my patch show. But I met modern. What's it called? Modern. Is it modern? No, what's the name of that one place with the skulls?
um
With the Shogun skulls.
oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't
Anyway, I
remember.
can't think of that guy until I started not to think about it, and then I'll remember. But anyway, I met a whole bunch of the designers this year at SHOT Show. So anyway, yeah, I still don't look at any of the Facebook groups, but I went to a Facebook patch group meetup, and I was going to tell you about that and how fun that was.
Yeah, there are a shit ton of patch groups on Facebook, and there's a lot of like different, like, so for instance, gun patches, like we know about those, are well versed. That's just one, what do they call it with a gold vein? That's just one vein of patch life, right?
Right.
Another huge fucking vein of patches is Toyota patches. So
Okay.
these specifically are for the people into the Toyota stuff, because that's like
Gotcha.
that Ivan Stewart racing stripe thing. And then it just says patch for, because so a lot of people that have, like, trucks and other off-roading
Oh, the
vehicles.
overland stuff, right? And the people that put them
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the liners. Yeah.
And even like van life people, they make these huge patch walls in their car, on the headliner, on the side, or whatever. And so these people are buying patches. Maybe they don't have anything to do with guns, but they're super into Toyota patches.
Right on. Is this one a good seller? People buying it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What about all this video game stuff? Do the video gamers, what do they do with their patches? Or is this gun people that are also video gamers?
that's pretty much like stuff like that's pretty much everybody. Um, I mean, like I guess a lot of people our age are kind of looking back and remembering that stuff, and it seems just real popular right now because like it's what you played as a kid.
And these are crazy. Like you've got the buttons sticking out and little gaps and everything, right? You can wiggle the buttons around like there's a gap in there.
Yeah, it's actually super detailed. Like it's crazy because we do two different controllers, and like to hold it in your hand, you'd think it was like real.
So are they like one to one scale?
The other one is that one?
No, that one's a little smaller, but the other one is a 1-to-1. Yeah.
Planet Express one was pretty cool. So this is the same kind of concept as that Patchwork one, getting the Toyota kind of thing going.
Yeah, that's a pretty. The people are pretty into that one.
How have the crayons been doing then?
They've been doing pretty good. I don't know how many of them gotten eaten yet, but people seem to like it. My favorite one is we did like a glow one, and then we did like an OD, and I have a couple of them here. But yeah, they're pretty nice.
What color is the glow?
So the glow, I don't know if there's I think there should be oh, it's that. It's just like a white.
Okay.
That glows green.
And then you had the Liberty Bell, and then you did these mini. So if these had a quarter next to them, they're about size of a quarter-ish?
Yeah, I guess a little bit taller than a quarter. They're actually pretty small. But yeah, like big stuff. Like we debated doing more of the full size, but big stuff really seems to be slowing down. So we thought, hey, why not do a mini one?
I think these are super cool. Is there a bunch of these left, or are they almost gone?
They're going quick, but I know we got a few left.
So those are the ones on sale. So then what about this one? I don't know if I was here when this one. I think I was watching you make the other one that's join or die, and then this one came around after. How are these things doing as far as selling?
They're doing pretty good. That was kind of an inspiration. Actually, was that my idea? I think that was.
It may have been, yeah.
So we like trying to come up with the joiner die AR. Everybody loved that. What could we do different? And we thought, hey, you know what? Do something like that, kind of for the reloader, kind of for everybody. Yeah, it does pretty well.
Yeah, this was one of my favorites, I think. And not only is it a play on something, but then it's got the ammo thing going. The public landowner, is that a vehicle thing or is that something else? I mean, is that for like the vehicle customer or is there a different customer?
That one I would say is one of a few patches kind of everybody buys, and that's definitely one that. Well, that one is a new version. We never did it that small before.
Yeah, the little range ride version of it.
Yeah, that one, everyone buys that one.
So Woods is saying, what's your process for designing a patch? What is the inspiration?
I mean, the inspiration can pretty much come from anything. You just, always trying to figure out the next cool idea that might be funny or witty or neat or whatever. And then, I guess it starts in your head, and then like you do the art for it, play around with colors, play around with ideas. What can we make glow? What can we make 3D? What can we, what can we do in obviously you've got to like mill this thing and make a mold for it. So like how much detail can you get in? what's too crazy, what's not going to look right. And then if when you're all done that the art looks good and it's something, then you move forward with trying to turn it into a patch.
Dang, this which one with what kind of gun is that?
So that is I believe that was a Lewis gun, like an anti-aircraft or the aircraft version of the Lewis gun that we put on the back of the broom for Halloween.
Yeah, that's sweet, and it glows
Yes.
for $10. So there's a whole bunch of them that you could get your $30, get a couple of 3 patches, and get free shipping. So now let's talk about this epic patch grab bag. What's going on with this?
So basically, it just gives everybody a chance if looking to get a random grab bag, don't know what you want, but you want to save a few bucks. Go through, pick out at least 10 of the patches. Usually, you also get like a Allen Anchor logo patch thrown in there, and you get 10 cool patches at a pretty good price.
Wait, you're saying you go through and pick the patches?
Yeah, like we'll go through. So like it'll just be you pick 10 random cool patches or more. Sometimes there's like a couple extra that go in, and yeah.
I know. And then essentially, not quite half price, but you're definitely getting them for free shipping. And then that's a great way to get a patch panel going, have stuff for trade, and well, support you guys for moving or what, but then have stuff that, what am I trying to say? Like get a kind of a surprise kind of thing.
Oh yeah, and there's sometimes like remember we used to do the orange edition thing where it'd be like a random all orange colored one. There's only a few of them or something like that. So a lot of times stuff like that gets thrown in, like just random stuff that we have sitting around and like one-off test stuff, and so sometimes you end up with something kind of interesting.
Something that you can't buy.
Yeah, something that you can't buy and that other people definitely probably want from you. But definitely like, a cool surprise.
Yeah, with moving, a couple things got pulled off the wall because people were trying to buy stuff off the wall. So a couple of those got tossed in.
Oh, really? Off of your own patch panel?
Yeah.
So the next question's from Woods. How many times do friends suggest patches? I mean, it's kind of a crazy question. Maybe how often?
A lot.
Yeah, like you'll get comments and stuff on Facebook, different people with different ideas.
Maybe a question then is, where do the best suggestions come from? Or do suggestions come in from one place more than others?
That's a tough one. Like, I mean, it's just kind of like...
It depends how much you interact, because you'll get like for instance, you'll post something in your Instagram stories and whatever patch is coming out or a sticker or whatever, and then you'll have just some random person message you and be like, this is cool, but it'd be cooler if you did this.
Yeah.
So you get something like that a lot.
We had that with a patch where like it was like the last few of them, and the person's like, oh, you should do this, this, and this, and it's like, it'd be like some random thing that's like, oh, I want what's a good example? Like, I want this particular thing, but really random and really random colors, and like, you're probably one of only 2 people in the world that might want that.
but we could make it usually.
But we can make it.
But the question is it worth making up the mold and stuff and then having it as part of the inventory and having to deal with it and keep track of it and everything and take time to put it together for, like you say, just kind of experiment, I guess. Considering you could probably put out a sign up sheet for suggestions and do that anytime. What are the silicone bands? What kind of things have people used them for? I guess I should say.
Most often they're used for. So I started making those anyway because I can't remember who, but this dude that designs the molds that Kydex holster makers use. That was crazy sounding. He developed this mold for a mag carrier for like Glock mags and like Smith and Wesson mags kind of thing. Where essentially the band wrapped around the carrier and that was part of the tension that held the mag in, and then gave like a little bit of a color flare. And he also developed a tourniquet holder out of Kydex, and the bands kind of held the tourniquet in as well, and again provided like a little bit of a color pop. So he sold his mold to other Kydex holster makers, and they were making the mold. So they were buying the bands from me because you could only find the bands with like stuff on them. Like you could find the same size band, but it had some weird brand name on the side. Whereas these are just plain.
Right on. So then, essentially, somebody needed them, you supplied them, and now people, if they wanted to, these are like a silicone band that's smaller than a wristband. So these aren't like wristbands, right? These are smaller and thicker than the standard wristband.
Yeah, they're like a kind of a silicone band, but just pretty small. I think they're like what 2-inch or something.
Yeah, they're kind of almost like a Ranger band, but like nicer.
That's what I was going to say. So, and you can get them in all these colors. So for less than $1, if you're buying stuff anyway, you still got a ton of these.
Yeah, and yeah, and now the pouch carrying people, I think they've started carrying these as Ranger bands because we sell a lot of like 1 or 2 offs of those.
Yeah, I figured I'd just mention it to people. You have this other stuff section of the site, and those things I always thought were super useful for lots of things. And they're less than $1.
We have the best thing on that is the pin.
The Keep America Free one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool in person. It's like enameled. It's
less than $10. Right on. So how much more of the store is there to pack up? Or is it the kind of thing like it all just folds up like a transformer and goes into the back of a truck for like gun shows like some people do?
I wish it did that. That'd be so awesome.
Right now I'm so depressed that it doesn't do that.
Push a button and it all just folds up into a nice little suitcase and you just carry it out.
Yeah, like Mary Poppins bag it. But yeah, no, I mean it's an absolute disaster, is what it is. We're starting to pack up like all the vinyl and custom shit, so that kind of stuff is getting put on hold. And the patches, I think what did we say, by Wednesday?
Yeah, like Wednesday. We're basically gonna, if everything goes as planned, no one should notice any like real stoppage in like retail shipping. Like maybe it's a day or two till it ships, but
yeah,
like it won't be like weeks or anything. It should be a couple days.
The store will be the last thing you put away and the first thing you unpack, type of thing.
Yeah.
So in the new place, have you already figured out? Is it like, are you spreading out into more shop, less shop, same amount of shop, big L
Like,
shape instead of a square? I mean, is it? Are you looking forward to the new one, or is it an accommodation?
we are hoping to have some more space and maybe do some more things. But obviously, that's like down the road and see how things go. But we're definitely going to have like more space to like possibly branch out if we want to.
Oh, that's cool. Is the what? I guess have you done any? Is the shop already put away? Like, or can you take pictures now and have like pictures of the layout and stuff of how it is now? And then the question's going to be: are you going to change the layout, or do you have a pretty good layout right now?
Probably going to be different because it's going to be set up different. Yeah, right now it's all like right now it's a train wreck. You walk in there and like you basically have to push. You probably have to push boxes out of the way as you push the door open. But
You don't have enough room where you're at now.
it there was enough room. It's just with packing everything, like because we're keeping like all the machines up and running and everything till the very last minute. Like stuff like all the normal stuff is still there, but now you've like pulled all the stuff off the shelves and put it in the boxes in front of the stuff. So it's a work in progress, but we're getting towards the end.
Is it you bring in the shelves and everything too? It's not like you're leaving an empty box there. You're not. What do they call
Oh
it?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's not a furnished place where you're going to be looking for store fixtures or anything.
yeah. We should be back up and running like super quick because we'll have all our shelves and everything, all our uh, like tables for doing decals and stickers and all that.
Well, we've been going for an hour, and I don't know. I didn't really write anything down as far as questions. We got Pink's point here, or saying he's gonna have to hit you guys up after the move because he's got ideas for Shot Show. Maybe one question would be, what kind of? We know that Shot Show. Well, I know that Shot Show is a big patch thing, and it gets kind of bigger and bigger all the time, or at least my awareness of the patch stuff gets deeper and deeper. Maybe it's been like that for a while, but seems like it's getting to be, uh, more and more people are involved in having patches and stuff at Shot. Are there other events though that are like Shot Show that patch people know about, or that are big in the patch world, where you have, where your attention is on those other events as well?
Um, there. What is that thing called? I keep forgetting.
Which one?
Remember that there's some kind of meetup, a patch thing. I want to say it's called the USN.
Oh, you mean the thing in Vegas?
Yeah.
That's like a knife thing, but I could see them being patch people also.
It's okay. I thought it was whatever it is. I thought it was a knife thing or something like that too. So I kind of never paid attention to it. And then this last one, I saw a lot of coverage of their show, which made me completely change my mind, and I signed up on their website.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like if it's about knives, it's like knives and then patches right under it.
Okay. What's the name of it?
I think it's USN. I had to Google it and then something popped up because I saw in those Facebook groups, the patch Facebook groups I was telling you about, people were going insane at it and posting tons of pictures.
Is there pictures on the website?
There's like a forum on their website, and I think if you join the forum, you can see that too.
I can't find the. Is it the Gathering, or is there a special site
Yeah, it's
for
the
just
gathering.
whatever USN?
I think it's the gathering.
But I mean, do they have the usual suspects network, do they have their own site somewhere, and then the gathering is a separate thing?
I don't really know. I just know that they have this forum thing, and then I think the gathering works off of the forum.
Yeah, see, I think the whole thing is on Facebook. So anyway, so I'll take your word for it then. I was just hoping to find, oh, you know what? I can maybe put images in here instead of trying to find it. It's not this big. It's like well, it's like this kind of thing, I would think, right?
Like
I
what?
know that. Oh, it's just a picture of like a gun show type of situation where there's like a table with somebody sitting there and then a bunch of knives just on the table, like there'd be guns on a gun show. It's like a horrible background. You guys do table treatments for gun shows, and you get somebody looking a lot more nice, like something like this, right?
Are you
Or
screen sharing?
ain't I? Oh, I ain't. No, sorry. Now I am. So I was showing this horrible picture of somebody put a OD parachute down. You can't see nothing behind it. And then I was saying something like this, except with their logo on it, is what you can help them with.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I can't find any like good pictures of the gather, whatever it's called.
The ones I saw were on Facebook. But that's what changed my mind on the whole thing because it looked like it was a thing.
Right on. Well, yeah, I mean, I can see it because, like, I guess I was mumbling that the people I know who go are big into patches, like super big into patches. So I could totally see them, and that's I guess, one of the reasons I probably asked was so that there are other things like that. Then, do people buy patches for NRA show?
Yeah, well people buy patches like exhibitors there, but I had never had like a big explosion of people buying them just to take them to NRA. Like just people get their own logo or their own whatever and take
Like me
them.
and Pink will just bring patches to
Yeah.
Shot Show to bring them to Shot Show, or maybe even have ones that say Shot Show 2024 on them or something. Now the thing is, you get patches that say Shot Show 2024, and they're cool, and not just like phoning it in, but like make them cool, and you guys can make them cool. So somebody gets those things, and let's say, what's the most elaborate patch going to cost somebody? Like for a limited number, let's say $10 a patch. If they're not getting that many and they're super elaborate, and they buy some number of them for $10, and they trade a couple of them off, that patch is probably going to be worth something more than that once some people have it, right? Like, not a guarantee, but it's easy enough for a patch to be worth more than that. And then, that'd be kind of cool just to see your patch become valuable. Like, I'm guessing Pink's patches are going to be worth something since it's not possible to buy them anywhere, even though he handed out a lot of them. He gave me a bunch to give away and stuff. Like, there's the only people that have them. So I'm assuming that they're out there, that somebody's, able to trade decent amount for them or get a pretty penny for them. How many patches like that, like Pinks and Woods and stuff like that, are out there? Like, how many people just kind of do their own?
A lot actually. There is a good chunk of patchwork that comes in that's just like a couple patches, like 10 or less kind of thing, even one or two that somebody is like, "Hey, I really want a patch of this," and they want it for themselves. And I get asked a lot, and not a lot of people go through with it because, as you know, it sucks because you have to make a mold, and that's a cost to get that set up and get the art ready and turn everything into a 3D for that. But sometimes people just want like one or two patches, so they do go. People go through with it, and they're stoked for it. But yeah, but there's people that get just some guy that like, oh, I I've always used this avatar, so this is my logo, and they get the patch. There's a lot of that actually.
Yeah, there's some
Well,
interest. Good.
I was just gonna say it's about the same for like if you're gonna get a couple then to get 10, right? Like if you're gonna get them or one to get a couple, there's the mold and everything is a good chunk of the initial cost. So once you set up the mold and start pouring them, then you might as well get a couple right away, unless there's a reason you only want 3. Like if you only want 3 to exist, I could see that. But you know, I can't imagine there's a big difference between getting 3 and 10.
It depends. It depends on the patch. Some of them, like some of this super crazy high detail stuff, you have to make them by hand. You can't make them with any kind of a robot. So you're essentially just injecting little bits of goo with a syringe into a mold. And there's
Yeah, it would take like a million years to program a robot to even come near like some. I'm just looking at some of them that you've done where like, there's like little dots or something where you could just, or especially the random stuff.
or even like the Planet Express one, like those letters are tiny. So they take, I mean, some of the high detailed stuff, it can take 25, 30 minutes to make one patch. A lot of the police badges and stuff, they take kind of a long time to make one patch. Even Pink's patches, well, you've seen them, they're kind of like what, like a 4-inch maybe kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they have some pretty nice detail on them, and that has to be put in by hand. So those take, probably about 20 minutes a patch because they cook between the colors and stuff.
Well, and then I can't even imagine the sewing of his. Although I'd like to see it, so we should film that because that'd be cool. Like some of them, the shoe maybe, I could see that being like annoying, but or like the controller, that one controller is just a rectangle. Like obviously that's no big deal.
Yeah, some of the detail gets pretty crazy. Trying to think of the one that like the I guess the witch, like going around all them angles
Oh,
to
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or the pumpkin. I mean, I don't know. Unless I could see if they're putting in details, I could see having like a big magnifying glass in front of you and some sort of little Edward Scissorhands situation where they're able to see what they're doing at a small level. But I don't see anybody sewing like that. You know what I mean? That just has to be a lot of skill.
What did you? I think you cut out for us. Did you hear it?
no, I think it cut out.
What did you say?
Oh, I was just saying that I would say that you can use the colors with a magnifying glass, right? And do a bunch of details and stuff with like a syringe or, I mean, I could see doing, applying color pretty easily or at least possibly with a magnifying glass. I'm just saying magnifying glass doesn't help you sew really. That just takes a lot of skill, I would think.
Oh yeah, that's skill and like a lot of wishing, because can you imagine you get your like finger under there? Because you're holding, like, a lot of these patches are just like an inch and a quarter, something like that.
I'm guessing they must like do some sort of uh, put it in a little cart or something, like something that holds it. But still, you still got to be able to twist that thing around. So I don't know. Yeah, like I say, we need to get some video of it.
Yeah.
What kind of questions, if anybody's got them out there? Pink is saying, love the patches. Thanks. Yeah, they're pretty cool. He was probably, I don't know if they were well, there was probably had to be some patch more in demand or whatever, but I know that his patches were in great demand at SHOT Show. Now that they're glowy, they're like another level.
Yeah, you know what's super fucked up too is that because, that night there was a hectic incident. I was gonna take one out of the bag because when they came, we just took off to Vegas, like half an hour later.
Yeah, like you got home, we just left.
Yeah, so I actually didn't even get one of the patches. So yeah, but they were super rad. They glowed really nice.
I've been sorting them out into things, but I think I still have some here. We're talking about the glow ones, right?
Yeah.
I haven't given them all away yet. I still got a bunch of them on the panels, so I'll go grab some off the panels then. Do you have the old pinks?
Oh yeah. I have the old one. I just didn't get because these I take like one, for the wall.
Oh, so I was going to tell you before. I don't know if you've been watching my videos where I found out things at Dollar Tree. The welcome mats. I don't know what your wall is made out of. Is your wall made out of carpet?
No, it's made out of like those patch panels we sell in the other stuff.
Oh, okay. You're the ones that are kind of like that material that they make patch panels out of. It's not
Yeah,
really like velour because it's more like nylon, but it's not really nylon, so it's more like velour.
yeah, we use like the patch wall was how well you just took it down. How many was it? Like 10?
Yeah, it's probably like 10 of those just hung up to form one big ass panel.
Oh, okay. So did it come down and just stack as like 10 of those things?
Yeah, so what I ended up doing, because I took that down a couple days ago, is basically took them all down, stacked them on top of each other, like rolled them into like a hot dog bun, and just like shoved them in a box all as is.
So if you have 10 patch panels with hundreds and hundreds of patches on it and you put them in a hot dog bun, is that a sandwich?
Yeah, that's a PVC sandwich.
Yeah, it was a very heavy PVC sandwich.
So you took them all and jammed them into a box then, essentially. Well, I guess that makes sense because otherwise they'd be all floppy and everything all over. That's got to be a pretty heavy box. I think mine are 35 pounds or something when I weighed them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gotta be crazy. Because I used to have maybe like a 6-foot by 4-foot patch wall, and it was just one huge piece. And because it was so heavy, it was like stretching and sagging in the middle.
Yep.
And that wall's got to be way bigger than that.
yeah.
Do you
I
know
think
where you're going to put it up at the new place?
we haven't really decided that yet.
Is it going to be the office again, or is it going to be like the
Yeah,
bedroom?
probably in the office.
I cut you off before. What were we about to say before?
Oh, what, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we're probably gonna end up putting it in the office, and we might be setting up to do more live stream stuff. So we might set that up as like a background for some live stream stuff.
Any thought on, or any potential on rearranging or sorting them or putting them up there in any kind of order or rhyme or reason? Or are they already?
We might, just because to like take them down, like we'd kind of used like the patches to hide the seams, so like a lot of stuff had to be like rearranged just to stick to one panel. So we might redo it because we've now got like we got a couple things to add to it, and we thought maybe we could redo it, maybe have it a little more I don't know, just more interesting. But we'll figure that out when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I just since we're chatting about it, or whatever, and I just had taken all of my patches, literally all of them, pretty much all of them, and put them into these. I think they must be a little bit smaller. It's like the size of a welcome mat, so essentially a rectangle like this, and welcome mat made out of carpetish type of material that they stuck in a waffle maker. So it's only got like rows or ribs of the Velcro material, so it only really catches the patches like 50%. So it's way easy to just move them around and relocate them on there. I imagine this one isn't like wicked hard Velcro where it's like destroying the patches every time you pull it off. Like this lets go pretty easily. Your panels.
Oh yeah. So
Sorry, I'm looking at the thing on the screen. I forgot I'm not screen sharing anymore. But yeah, so I'm saying yours is similar situation where it's kind of what's that called? Like
it's like a
modular.
it's like a very happy medium. Like they come off fairly easy, and then like we like again, there's a couple hundred patches on that wall, and we've never had one fall. Like never had one fall, never had one like look like it was going to fall. Like it was funny because like the top of the wall was getting to the point where I couldn't reach to put them up there anymore. So like I just started like a couple of them. I just like flung them up there like Velcro facing towards the wall, and one grabbed like the bottom of the patch, like the bottom quarter hit the wall, and it still stayed up there for like a month before I went and fixed it. So like it's like a nice happy medium where it's not too grabby where it's going to like destroy the patch, but it also like isn't going to drop them.
So what I did is since I moved them to this same kind of system that you've got, is I had some that I think I started out with the SHOT Show ones, and then I was like, oh, these I'm sold. This is the way to do it. Mainly because now I have them all in a nice stack. It's it's not perfect, but it's compared to having them in bags inside of a big giant little inside of small pouches inside of big bags. What I used to have them in, so I could never see any of them. This is essentially like having them in a giant book or something, except they're not bound together. But I started out with just patches from SHOT Show, and then this and that and the other thing, and then patches from different. I have like a patch panel of just your patches. I've got a patch panel of trying to think like stuff from the tours and things, and then I got to the like got done with the patch panels that were themed, and then I just had the rest of my patches that I just have, but they're not anything like all that special. They're just patches that I've had and acquired over the years, and I just put them in by color. So like a panel of red ones, a panel of orange ones, a panel of green ones, and that kind of thing. And now I'm wondering if I ever did put it on a wall, if I ever had a wall I could attach them to, I don't know if I'd want to leave them as a bunch of green ones and a bunch of red ones. I mean, it's kind of neat, but it's also kind of weird, so it's like a rainbow or something. But that's what I'm wondering. Like if you've got enough, because you've got way more than just your own patches up there. That's a bunch of patches that people gave you or you traded, or like there's other stuff up there. So that's how I'm wondering like how you would even sort them if you did.
Right now it's kind of it's kind of, well, I mean, not right now because right now they're all in a box, but like it was a lot of just all over the place. Plus a lot of it's as the panel filled, so it was almost like rings on a tree, you could say, like where the newer stuff was further to one side because that was the section getting filled in, whereas some of the earlier stuff was like more to the other side. And then of course like different stuff got like peppered in from like stuff people had given us or stuff I had or stuff like that.
Interesting. That might be, whenever like you decide what you're going to do, where you're going to put it or whatever. Maybe interesting. Either do a video of the decision process or like afterwards, like how you ended up doing it, and then like I don't know, tour of the panel or something.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Probably do. We're starting to do live more. We want to do more live stuff. So we're hoping to like something like that for sure.
You're gonna set up like a studio type of stuff at the new place, like right away, or at least areas for filming or whatever that's called nowadays.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do stuff like that to do to like branch out more in like our reach and everything. So yeah, we're definitely looking to do like have a space to like we could, go live, talk to people, answer questions, stuff like that. And like have like a dedicated space, set up that's like well lit and has, everything you need.
Have you had time to think about switching gears? I've already asked. I think I asked if anybody's got any more questions out there. It's time to ask them. I don't want to keep you up all night, even though what it's only. Well, I guess still it's 10 o'clock, 10:30 for you now.
Yeah, something like that.
So I don't want to keep you up all night. But have you had time to think about what you're going to do with Arizona? Like, obviously, well, I don't know. Obviously, people that don't know, I don't think this was something that you've been planning for 8 years and been talking about it for 8 years, and then this is the end of an 8 year public move or something. Like, this is fairly recent. So have you had a chance to absorb it or think about it with all the actual moving and the I can't even imagine all the stuff that you got to do to move a business and everything. um have you thought about what you're going to be able to do with Arizona or in Arizona or from Arizona?
Not a whole lot. I mean, it's right now, especially like it's tough because there's so much involved with the moving that like we do have different ideas. We definitely want to like try different things, but like we don't have any like solid like this is what we're going to do yet on it. Um, but once we like get situated, get settled, get into like a new workflow, um, we're definitely hoping to like I guess what would you say like increase like some of the stuff we do maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just coming up with these questions off the fly, so I didn't know if there was. I don't have a follow up or nothing. I just thought it was an interesting question, so appreciate answering out of nowhere random questions like that. So, is there anything I missed chatting about? Like, since we have people that are interested in Alan Anchor, I'm sure that are going to be listening to us an hour or something in, or people that maybe are just listening to this show and haven't heard of you, but maybe they've heard of other channels plugging you. You've supported a bunch of channels out there. Anything that, like, while you've got the mic?
Do you have anything?
Nah, I think pretty much covered it pretty well.
Right on. So, yeah, we'll just start wrapping it up then. So, bunch of stuff is on sale. It's alananchor.com. I guess maybe you want to wrap it up with where the Alan Anchor came from. Maybe people who might be new, since can't even imagine the first time or the only time I think I ever asked you about that on one of these shows. Must have been years ago. So, what's as we head out and the people that are listening live can ask any other wrap up questions they may have. And if you're listening in the future, of course, you're welcome to ask any questions in the comments, or better yet, head over to Alan Anchor's YouTube channel. Slim's got a YouTube channel. We can talk about that on the way out. And then you've got other socials all over the place. You can talk about that on the way out too. But what's with this Alan or Owl and Anchor? Where does this come from?
It was funny because it sounded like an English pub, and my sister and I were laughing about it. And my dad's from England, so that's how it came about. Like we were just like having a laugh in the car. So that's it really, and I didn't really expect it to go anywhere. So it just became this weird name that I had too many things branded with to change.
It's certainly been cool. I guess one of the reasons I asked is I'm sitting here looking at the in the other stuff section of the website. I'm just describing. I could just screen share. I'm looking at the patch panel, and the patch panels, like the sample patch panel that you got there, has all the different, or a bunch of the different, like logo patches that you've done. Um, are any of them supposed to be a pub? Like that
No,
one
what
green one, I don't know.
I did one that was kind of based off of like this beer label, that green and yellow one.
That's the green one. Okay.
But I should do one that's like the Rover's Return logo or something like that. But we do have a new logo that actually hasn't debuted yet on social media. But we do have a new logo because if you notice, like this one says Los Angeles, California in it.
Oh, okay.
So we do have a Arizona centric logo that we may possibly change to.
Right on. Well, I think that's cool, and it's one of those things that people get stuck in their logo, or they create their logo, and they just kind of go. They put that check in the box, and they move on. I do have this one, but I recognize playing with it a little bit, and um, certainly neat. So I'm going to drop the link to the other stuff so people can hear what or see what I'm talking about there. Nobody's asking any other questions though, so we're either talk them to sleep or they're scared to ask questions. But again, if anybody's interested in asking questions after the fact, find Alan Anchor on their socials. But tell us about where they can find you and what you got coming up, and then about Slim's channel.
Go ahead. That's all you.
Well, we're pretty much everywhere at this point. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
Etsy, AlanAnchor.com,
AlanAnchor.com. We're basically trying to be everywhere so that
OnlyFans.
yeah, basically you wake up and there's an Alan Anchor ad in front of you. But yeah, we just try and be everywhere. Instagram's probably the best place to see all the new drops and everything. Only second, I guess the site. I guess the site's the best, but like the Instagram, we show a lot of stuff. Show it first on there, and then we branch out to everything else. Do a lot of like weird videos and stuff for TikTok, but yeah.
Well, I said it was going to be end, then I'm going to ask the question anyway. So then, is there a platform that is doing the best? Is there a platform that you enjoy the best? And then is there a platform that you wish was better because you'd like to enjoy it, but it sucks? Or, obviously one could be one or more of those.
So that's actually, it's interesting because we've only recently really started putting a lot of time into TikTok. And it seems like sometimes like you'll get a bunch of interaction on there, but like a lot of stuff doesn't. But then like Instagram is like a good solid platform. We get a lot of interaction, a lot of people, like the stuff. But as far as something doing better, I guess our YouTube, our YouTube, we're still working on like really building that up. So I guess that'll maybe be something we concentrate more on in Arizona, is trying to build YouTube up more and then do more, because there we can do more long form. Like we've done a few videos covering, how to do different things and decal applications. So like with having more space and more time in Arizona, that's something we could probably work on more.
Yeah, and then you find more people too, because I guess asking people on YouTube, you end up getting YouTube as the answer most of the time. But I'm scrolling trying to find the Alan Anchor channel. I can't find it. Is it under your channels page? Probably.
Yeah, it should just come up. I think it comes up Alan Anchor.
Oh, I guess I could type it in there. I'm lazy. I was looking through my list here. But then tell us about your page then.
Oh, mine. I run a YouTube channel. I do reviews on different stuff. A lot of gear reviews, firearm reviews, stuff like that.
How many views do you have?
I just actually broke the million view milestone.
What?
That's pretty cool.
So, but yeah, I try and do honest reviews on stuff. Nobody pays for anything. Nobody, nobody's paying me to say, I like it or not. So I just try and be honest about the stuff and put out useful information that people can use. And every once in a while, something funny.
Right on. Well, I'm assuming Arizona is going to give you more potential for that. It's just because where you're going to be at, you're going to be like moments away from, I don't want to say middle of nowhere, but middle of nowhere. Like there's a bunch of places you can boogie to get out into the equivalent of the woods, although it'll all be desert around there. And but I'm pretty sure where you're at there is a pretty cool spot to be able to just get out and go hiking and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's something I'm actually looking at, is doing more reviews that are like, not necessarily at the range, but like, instead of just a tabletop, more of a walking, talking, here I am, I can actually shoot the gun real time, talk about it type deal.
Well, thanks again for joining and being on at the actual late night hour. I got a bunch of people that are willing to be on if I go at the normal hours. So I didn't really give you an option tonight. I didn't think about doing that because the way my day worked. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and looking forward to having you in Arizona, and have a safe trip. I'm sure we'll talk again before that, but for all the people that are out here watching and listening in the future, I'm sure they're wishing you the same. And as far as moves can go, hopefully it goes as smoothly as possible and frugally as possible.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us on, and yeah, we're excited to see what happens as we move, and should be pretty fun.
And then I probably should say thanks again for support of so many of the channels out there that keep the communities together. I know that you've been part of them, and then supporting them in different ways, and the people that are out there doing stuff and at all levels. And then, like you mentioned, kind of alluded to, you're also doing stuff for folks out there that are getting stuff done and doing interesting things. So thanks for being part of that infrastructure as well.
Yeah.
Right, with that. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, again, thanks. Yeah, thanks for having us on. We always appreciate, shout out and all that.
We're gonna end it, and we'll be back tomorrow for the weekly wrap up. And I can go over to Alan Anchor, buy stuff as much as you can till Wednesday. Shout them out, get people over there, practice linking and using some of their Instagram pages as links and tags to get people aware of their stuff, and would be much appreciated.